Hey guys, Drea Avent here with archery superstar Jack Williams. He is an international phenomenon in the sport of archery. He's really made a name for himself, and I feel like he's one of the greatest people in that sport of all time right now at just 23 years old. So I'm super pumped to have a world champion here at my place. He made time for me today, so I'm super excited about that. And I'm also super pumped to be part of the 10X Nutriform team. You guys know I love these apple cider vinegar capsules. These are great for keeping your hair glowing, your skin glowing, keeping your memory intact, lowering your blood sugar, lowering your cholesterol. You guys can check these out, 10xnutriform.com, $19.99 for a 60 capsule supply. Get these, you will not regret it. So Jack, what's up?
Yeah, not much. You just got back from Olympic trials yesterday, so it's been a long day of traveling, but we're all ready to get back into off-season training now.
Yeah, well, I'm super pumped, as I mentioned, that you came over. When I started doing these interviews, I wanted to make sure that I was spotlighting a wide variety of superstar athletes, not just the mainstream ones. So this is a big day for us. Thank you so much for being here. I want to lay the groundwork for your story. I read that you started actually as a fencing athlete.
Yep.
So you were a fencer, and then around age 13, you actually picked up a bow at the fencing studio, and that's when you fell in love with archery. So tell me more about it. What was it about that moment that it just captured your heart, the sport of archery? Because it seemed like at that point, it was like bye-bye fencing, hello archery. So take me through that.
So going through elementary school, middle school, I was doing fencing. And in Irvine schools where I was, they had a program called independent PE. And that was kind of a way that they were trying to inspire youth to be competitive in their own ways and not just only do the general PE classes. So if you were at a certain level, you could kind of sign off, your coach could then sign off, and that you just either leave early or you could have time to do your homework. And so I was doing that for fencing in middle school and being really kind of like starting off my competitiveness in fencing. I was going to a lot of the regional tournaments and then one or two national tournaments here and there to keep pushing.
You were at a high level with fencing then, national tournaments?
Yeah, it was that high level youth kind of just breaking through. Didn't really start even thinking about anything Olympic related or any of that stuff. It was just enjoying the sport and competing. And then at the fencing studio, they did a little archery class and just plastic bows, and I loved it. So I was doing both for a long time.
Okay, so you kept both going.
Yeah, I have a couple years there where I would still technically be competitive and like at that high level, but then just doing archery on the weekends for fun.
Oh, okay,
And then it came down to nationals one year, was in Ohio for fencing and then Ohio for archery a week apart. And my parents were like, no,
you got to make a choice.
we're not
yeah,
going
that
to Ohio
was
twice.
that was it.
Yeah, we're not doing it twice, and we're not staying there for 3 weeks, so pick one. And I picked archery because with fencing, there was some of the judging stuff that I didn't like going on because it's very technical and somebody watching you and scoring you kind of thing.
And so it's kind of subjective as to like what they think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then
good insight.
Kind of starting that archery, it's you and the target, and then whatever score you get, that's your score. And of course, there's some line calls that could make a difference, but overall, not as much of a subjectiveness to it.
Right. So you control your own destiny more in archery than having someone else say, "Oh, he was good enough," or "He gets this score."
Exactly, and that's something that I really like. I really like that, improving myself and building, me and fencing. It was that same way. It's myself and what I do. But then there was still that little bit. So with archery, I was able to really focus on that. And I did decent in my first like outdoor national competition. So I was like, okay, let's keep doing this. And then slowly fencing dwindled away until then.
Took center stage.
Yeah, it took center stage.
That's where we're at now with archery.
And I was even doing independent PE. I actually shifted it in high school for archery independent PE. And then I met the Olympic head coach through the Long Beach program, Joy Lee Archery.
Nice.
And then he asked me when I was 15, do you want to come down and live at the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista?
Yeah.
And at that time, we're like, no, like, wait, like, let's graduate high school. And he's like, that's not enough time for the Olympics.
Wow. So you had to make a choice.
Yeah, because I was going to graduate like end of 2018, and 2020 was going to be the Olympics, but 2019 is Olympic trials, so you have to start that. And he's like, you're either not going to make 2020 and graduate, or you have to come now and finish out your school. So I took the CHISPE, the California High School Proficiency Exam, graduated, and then moved down to Chula Vista, and then I've been there for 6-7 years now, training full time, and yeah, just been kind of day in, day out
Yeah.
training with our Olympic coach.
It's a beautiful story. You started out with the plastic bow, then you moved up to the recurve bow, which is
Yeah.
the more like professional Olympic caliber bow. You train from 8 to 12 most days when you're not in competition, and then you have a break for lunch, and then you work out again from 1:30 to 4. That's
Yeah.
like a work day for people.
It is.
So that's what I really want to emphasize here is, the work that he's putting in for archery and the work that it takes to get to that high level, it's like a job.
It
You
is,
got to
yeah.
put in that work day in and day out. What is it that goes into the preparation for that to get you from a green archer to where you are at now, where you're a world champion, international superstar? How does that progression come about?
It's honestly the beginning of it. It's just a lot of have fun.
Okay.
I wasn't even thinking Olympic dreams and stuff like that when I was having fun and being that youth, going to nationals, still competing because I just like to compete with other people, but not like, where am I going to take this? And then it was once I started really winning a few, I was like, oh, I could actually like do this.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
have that opportunity of the Olympic training center, and then, being able to have the stipends and stuff to support once you start getting at that really elite level.
It's an elite level.
It became a full-time job, really.
Yeah.
I train like 9 to 5 doing some sort of work, whether it's actually shooting, mentally, training, doing some rehab, prehab. We have all of our sports medicine people there, chiros, PTs. So it's all work all the time.
Yeah, it's all work all the time. You mentioned the Olympics in 2020. We've got this next Olympics coming up a year from now in 2024. What's the biggest thing you're working on technically, from a technical standpoint, to really push yourself even further in this next Olympics? Because I'm expecting big things from you because of just how you've grown in the last 3.5 years. Like, this is going to be big for you.
Yeah, so the first Olympics, great experience.
Getting your feet wet.
Yeah, we didn't medal or anything, so definitely like still striving for that Olympic medal. So that's going to be goal. Goal number one is making the team and then getting an Olympic medal, going back. And also a little bit of it, Tokyo was like a COVID Olympics.
Yeah, so it was kind of a
sucked.
strange dynamic.
Yeah, it was stuck in our room, and then you go to the field and you go back to your room. That's it.
Right.
Where hopefully Paris is more like fun, and you get to go explore the city as like the current Olympian, and then all the fanfare that goes with it.
And the restrictions aren't there, so it's more just open, and you can just really thrive.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for that good experience there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a great thing for you. I mentioned to you before my camera guy Chris was setting up that I searched your name on TikTok. I put in your name and archery, and all these videos came up. It's over 400,000 total views. That just shows the impact of archery. Archery may not be a mainstream sport like football, basketball, but people are interested in it, and you're making an impact. How does that make you feel? How emotional is that when you hear me say over 400 million views for you, your name and archery? What does that do for you, just emotionally? That was exciting for me to see, knowing that you were coming over and I was going to interview you. I wanted to see how you felt about that.
Yeah, it's really great being that influence because I definitely had those people that I could look towards as a kid and as an aspiring archer. Like technique-wise, I could watch videos of people, and now being one of those people, globally archery isn't huge.
Right.
So I could walk around and nobody really knows.
Right.
I don't get recognized.
Right.
But when we have these archery tournaments, like, of course, a lot of people there know who I am.
Yeah.
And I try to be that very open person that I can, like, talk to whoever wants. And then, like, they come up to me, ask me questions, whatever.
Right.
So then, like, I always have the time of day for other people.
Right.
And just trying to be that good influence to all those people, like you said, on TikTok or YouTube, Instagram, all of those combined. Like, it's really a good message that I can show people to like enjoy archery. And I get messages all the time just asking for help, and it's really fun.
Yeah, you're definitely an inspiration, and you guys might have heard that was I forgot to turn my ringer off on my cell phones. That was ringing during that. But guys, it is time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, the 3-minute play with DA. Rapid fire questions showing you more about your favorite athletes off the NFL football field, off the NBA basketball court, outside of the Olympic swimming pool, outside of archery. Want to find out more about personality? You guys know I have a big personality. That's why I started doing these independent interviews. So Jack, you ready? We're gonna get this is how I get set for this.
Let's go. Get this.
All right, so Jack, I want to know, what is your favorite movie or show that features archery? So let's pick mine. I'm gonna go with Braveheart because it was like a lot of bow and arrows in that.
I'd say anything Marvel with Hawkeye in it. Like all
Okay.
those Avengers movies I liked, you know, the Hawkeye show. So really anything that Hawkeye's in, I
Okay.
really like.
Okay. What about favorite, not like just favorite movie in general, not archery related? Like,
Not
what is one of
archery,
your favorite movies in general?
I think both of the Avatars.
Ooh,
Or,
okay.
yeah.
The second one, did you think it was good or did you think it was? I saw a lot of comments that it was overrated. I haven't seen it yet because I kind of got discouraged by that. I need to see it for myself, but I was like, wow, it's getting killed. I don't know if it's any good. So
I liked it.
It was good?
You know,
Okay.
it was good. It's very pretty. Is
Okay,
like,
scenery.
yeah, that's what I liked about both of those is like all the nature and the story's good.
Okay.
But definitely just kind of getting in all that the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's
is
very
really nice.
immersive, like the whole scene. So I'm gonna check it out because of you. I'm gonna watch that today.
There you go.
Because I'm gonna be home later. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
back here later, so I'm gonna watch it. All right, so Jack, I've been eating a lot of sandwiches this week. It's been hot. Sandwiches are cool. They're easy. Let's build your perfect sandwich. What is in? If I
Yeah.
went to lunch with you.
Yeah.
And we order a sandwich, what is Jack's like star sandwich? Let's build it from bread type all the way up. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
I'd say any sort of like one of those white breads with
Yep.
the herbs and cheese on it.
Okay.
And then lots of meats. You know,
Okay.
the salamis, pepperonis,
Yep.
hams. I like pepper jack cheese.
Yes.
And then throw some onions and olives, lettuce on it, bell peppers, and then probably a little bit of olive oil and vinegar on it, salt, pepper.
Nice. And then what are we doing for sides? Are you a chip guy, a salad guy? Like, let's complete the meal.
Probably Doritos.
Yes,
We'll
I
do
have them
that.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite Doritos flavor.
The spicy nacho.
I just ate some of those. Spicy nacho. They have a chili one that I like, and then there's also Cool Ranch.
Yeah.
So those are my top three. All right, we're on the same page, Jack. I love
Yeah.
this. All right, favorite date night with your girlfriend. I was looking on your Instagram.
Yeah.
I loved seeing the pictures of you and your girlfriend. When I initially reached out to you for this, you guys were like in Paris. So love the vibe, love the relationship. Favorite date night or favorite memory with your girlfriend?
Yeah. Well, she's half Japanese herself, and
Beautiful.
you know, being, yeah, she is.
Yeah, she
but
is.
yeah.
I mean, we're gonna show the picture.
But and then being with Tokyo Olympics, you know, I've always loved Asian food too growing
too.
up.
Me too.
So any sort of Japanese food or Asian food in general, ramen, hot pot, stuff like that.
So going to like those
Definitely.
kind of restaurants and like going. When you guys went to Paris, was there anything that stood out there? Did you guys do the Eiffel Tower?
She wasn't in Paris.
Oh, she wasn't in Paris.
That was
okay.
in Tokyo.
Oh, Tokyo. Okay.
So
when
it was probably the picture of the Tokyo Tower.
the picture of the
Which
it resembles
it is
right. It
basically-
resembles the other one. Okay, so how was that Tokyo Tower night for you guys? Was it like super
That was
romantic?
fun. Going up the tower, seeing all the Tokyo sights, and then being able to show her parts of like Tokyo, and that she'd never been to Japan herself.
Okay, yeah,
so
I wanna
being
go
able
there.
to
I've
show
never
that
been there.
Japanese culture, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, I even spent an extra few days there. I was there for an archery tournament at the Olympic field. It was like kind of a going back tournament type of thing.
Nice.
But I added on days just so we can experience everything. like
Yeah,
the
and
two
you
of
won.
us.
You won the Hyundai tournament. So
Yeah, the World Cup final.
Yeah, the World Cup final, which was amazing, and that was plastered everywhere, and I saw the headlines on that. So congratulations on that. What was your favorite memory from that tournament, besides obviously winning?
Yeah,
Just
I
the
mean,
experience of winning that tournament and.
that tournament was a fight. Definitely it came down to a winner or shoot off after coming back, and so just being able to fight back and having the first person to ever win that tournament on home soil,
Let's go.
which is great. And it's just kind of really being able to be the best at that time and like proving to the world that like I am one of the best archers in the world, and like look at these matches.
Yeah.
And I can do that.
No doubt. Favorite musical genre and then favorite musical artist. So tell me what's your
Yeah.
favorite type of music and then who are we rocking with artist-wise?
I like anything like that's kind of like those modern types of pop and stuff.
Okay.
I say favorite individual artist would be like Ed Sheeran. So,
Okay.
like,
Oh, yes. I could see you liking him.
I saw him. I actually saw him in concert
Okay.
during a World Cup. We were
Nice.
we were in Germany, and in the German national stadium there. He was in concert. That was a really cool.
I
Experience.
could totally see you liking him. I love it. I'm gonna pop some Ed Sheeran on after
Yeah.
this. I listen to a lot of hardcore hip hop, but I'm gonna like switch it up and do some Ed today. All right, Jack, what is your favorite thing to do at Chula Vista, the Olympic training grounds? I was telling you in the elevator up to my unit that I covered the Olympic trials for NBC. I covered the Olympics for NBC. I'll show you guys a picture of that when Chris edits this. What's the best thing to do there, non-archery related? So you're there with all these other champions.
Yep.
You guys are milling around. What's fun to do in Chula Vista everybody's, doing their thing, but what do you guys like to do in your downtime?
Yeah, so I have my own house that's like 5 minutes off site.
Nice.
Just right around the corner. And
So close, but not like right
yeah,
there. Okay.
so I'm able to kind of escape there, but then I also love having all the archers there. There's 10 of us there right now. So I have them over, we cook, hang out, watch movies and stuff at the house. And that's a really fun after training kind of thing, because like we said earlier, it's a full job. So
it's a full-time job, y'all.
Yeah, and then a lot of having all the other sports there. BMX is there full time.
That's what I covered when
track
I was
and field.
Yep.
Rowing comes in. Rugby's there. So just having all these elite athletes kind of that you see at the dining hall or in sports medicine, like we're able to kind of all get along and like kind of push each other.
Yeah, motivate.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, you talked about the camaraderie. I want to know from you, who is your favorite Olympic athlete that's not in archery? So someone else, it could be winter, it could be summer Olympics, someone that you look up to, you're like, hey, I'm in a different sport, but you're doing big things. I like watching you.
Yeah, I didn't really look up to anybody else out of the sport wise, but one thing that really impressed me was in the Olympics we met Caleb Dressel. And he was really cool.
Yeah, Caleb.
One of our girls on the team had a huge crush on him. And because we were so isolated, you couldn't really go up and talk to people like you normally would
because of the situation.
Yeah, but he took the time out of his day because they were near each other in the rooms to kind of come out and introduce himself to her, because he heard that she was really a fan of him. So that was really cool, and that just really impressed me as a person that he is.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Who really inspired you archery wise? When you made that, when your parents were like, hey, we got to make this decision, when things were coming down where you had to really choose that lane, was it a family member? Was it another archer that was more advanced at the time? Who really helped you kind of keep reaching for the stars and moving forward?
Yeah, so the Olympic head coach, obviously.
Yeah, he was big.
He was very big in mentoring me as youth. I was working with him privately, and then he invited me down. But then athlete-wise, I'd say Brady Ellison.
Yeah.
He's one of the best, longest time best archers. And he's still going, and he's still my teammate.
Yeah, shout out to Brady.
On the team, so we still compete against each other, but then together at the team round aspects, and very good inspiration to kind of look up to and strive to be, but also to kind of ask for help and ask for advice, and we kind of can bounce ideas off each other and really help each other.
Yeah, well, speaking of advice, you've inspired a lot of young archers. What advice would you have to someone that's just starting with archery and wants to be at your level, a world champion, international superstar? What would you tell them? Let's talk to them right now. They may be checking this out.
Really just make sure you still have fun.
Yeah. That's been the underlying thing for a lot of stuff that you've talked about is it's fun.
So at all levels, even at the Olympics, it's a matter of having fun. Enjoy the experience and try not to focus too hard on the competition. And
because that can get heavy.
Yeah, it can get really heavy and almost distract you in a way.
Yeah.
But if you're having fun and then winning is obviously fun. So it kind of
winning is much better. I knew as a D1 athlete, I hated losing. So it's more fun to win, obviously.
Yeah, so it's extra fun then when you win. So you want to have fun, so you want to win. And it kind of,
right. So it kind of coincides with that. I like that. That's a very good kind of baseline thing for people to always know. Always have fun at what you're doing and you're going to succeed. I know I have fun interviewing athletes like Jack. So Jack, thank you so much for coming over. This was super exciting. And I mentioned to you guys when I started this, I wanted to make sure that we're showcasing a wide variety of star and superstar athletes. Jack fits right into that mold. He's doing big things. I think he's one of the greatest archery athletes of all time already at 23. He's got a tremendous upside. Be sure to check him out at the Olympics coming up in 2024. Jack, anything else you want to shout out? Archery sponsors?
Yeah, huge
You already shout out your girlfriends?
Yeah, huge shout out to all my sponsors as well. Hoyt Archery, Easton, and everybody else that always supports me. You can follow me at Jack T. Williams 2000 on Instagram. And if you're an archer out there watching that and you need any help, just drop me a message and I'll definitely get around to it and be there to help you out. So.
Yeah, well, Jack is super inspirational. Again, super pumped that he came over. And guys, once again, super pumped about the 10x Nutriform brand. You guys can get these apple cider vinegar capsules at 10xnutriform.com, $19.99 for a 60 capsule supply. A lot of times people ask me about my hair, my skin. What do you do to keep it glowing? Well, it's these right here. Super simple to get. You guys won't regret it. And I want to thank you guys so much. 12 million total views for me as an independent sportscaster. This is amazing. You guys know me from the NFL sideline working for Fox Sports, NBC Olympics. I was the lead sideline reporter for Pac-12 Network. So I've done a lot of things on TV, and I wanted to step out on my own, make an impact, make sure that we're showcasing and providing a platform for a lot of different type of athletes. So Jack here fits right into that plan for me. So I'm super pumped once again that he came over. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is super amazing. The marathon continues, as the great Nipsey Hussle used to always say, and I cannot wait to see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for your support. And I want to thank my camera guy, Chris. He is super amazing. He came onto my team late last year. He's become a really good friend of mine. He's super positive, excellent at what he does. So it's a team effort. Love you guys and cannot wait to see you guys on the next one.